Hello, I'm Michael-Cowling. Welcome to Comics in the Classroom 101. By the way, you can pause and rewind this movie whenever you like, as well as have it open alongside your comic project. Hold the Command key and press Tab to flick between the two. We'll be using Comic Life, which used to be part of the software bundled in with the new Macs. Now, it isn't, so it's just as easy to buy online for about $40 for a single license. The content of your comic is actually more important than the technology, so let's choose the society and environment topic of human rights. This is an example. You could just as easily be making a comic of a science experiment, or a piggy throwing skill, or an English interview. We'll be using notes compiled by Claire Forsyth, S&E teacher. These have been typed up in 18-point to be used in the speech balloons in our comic. And I'll just show you that. I've got the document down here in the docs, so just click on it. So for example, I'll just move this window over by dragging it there. Here's the script that I've been reading to you, and I'll just highlight it. Our comic is going to be about human rights and asylum seekers and refugees in particular, and I've just highlighted that for you. We'll also be using some downloadable graphics from the Australian Human Rights Commission website. And I've got one of those here on the desktop, so I'll go click on it so I can show you. So prior to making our comic, we have to assemble the content, and I've shown you two examples. Which, by the way, I'll just read out the website to you. I'll click on here. It's www.humanrights.gov.au/info_for_students. So let's get started. Open Comic Life, and if it's in the dock, you just click on it here. Otherwise, you can go to the Go menu and choose Applications. And these on my computer are sorted in alphabetical order. So there's Comic Life. I'll just click on it, and I'll go up here to File and Open. And here we go. We've got Comic Life ready for us. First thing to do is to check that the page size is right, so we'll go to the File menu and we'll choose Page Format. Now it's very important that you have A4 because there are a whole range of sizes, and because I've clicked the drop down menu, we're going to go to choose paper sizes, and over here we're going to choose A4. And it's also, for our project today, we're going to choose Portrait, so that's highlighted. Okay, let's click OK. So we've got our page set up. It's a good idea to save, because at the moment this is going to be saved as untitled. So let's go over here to the File menu and choose Save. Now we're going to save this to the desktop, so I'll click Desktop here. And we're going to use a first name and the date. So my first name is Michael. I'll just type that in. Today's date is the 5th of November, and just for today, so it's easy for us, we're going to save it to the desktop. So I'll click Save. So we've now got a blank page in Comic Life, and the first thing we need to do is to create a panel. We can do that either from these built-in templates, so you just select one and drag it over, and there it is. However, we're going to have a much smaller number, so I'm going to go to Edit and choose Undo, and there we go. And instead I'm going to choose this panel, which I can just drag over to our design area, and I can size it by grabbing the green at the bottom there, and you might be able to hear some sounds. And that's one of the features of Comic Life that makes it so entertaining for students. The next thing we're going to do is to discover the camera feature in Comic Life. So I'm going down here to the bottom right corner, and I'm going to click on Capture, because it will let us take a photo. Now the best kinds of photos are when you adjust the screen so that the eyes are about 1/3 of the way down from the top, and they look pretty good. So I'm going to click on Freeze, and I'm just going to drag that over to here and put it on my design page. And that looks pretty good to me, so I'm going to click off, so it looks like that. So that's the start of our page. I'll just point out to you, by the way, up here with the pointer, see that bracket there? That's the edge of the page margin. So anything outside to the edge there or to the edge up here is not in the print area. So it's important to make sure that everything is below, inside those brackets. Starting off with our topic, human rights, let's ask the question, what are human rights? And down here we've got a selection of speech balloons. I think for this occasion we'll choose this one here, so I just drag it up to about here. So here we go, your words here, you can see that highlighted. I'll just run the cursor over it. So we're going to type in a question. I'll just type that correctly. What are human rights? Question mark. So there we are, we just checked the spelling, it looks pretty good to me, so I'll click over here in the grey, and it looks as though it might have a little bit of trouble fitting, so I'm going to select it and drag this green button to make that speech balloon slightly bigger. I'll click off. Yes, looks as though everything's going to fit, so now I'm going to click, I'll run over the top, and you see this blue dot here. I'm going to drag that over so it goes to my mouth, so we know who's saying the question. What are human rights? And at this stage I think I'll go up to File and Save. Okay, you might think that that looks pretty tiny on the screen, and it actually is on a MacBook screen, but please remember that this will print roughly twice the size. If you're not sure, you can of course make it bigger, so I'm going to go click, click, and it's highlighted, and we could go up here and click on bigger. So there it is, bigger again, and that looks pretty good, so I'll just go over here to File and Save.